The rules of the game just changed permanently. On May 22nd, 2026, HUD rescinded its long-standing emotional support animal guidance and rewrote the playbook for no pets policies nationwide. If your board hasn't reviewed your accommodation request process since this happened, you could be enforcing a policy that's either dangerously outdated or dangerously overcorrected. Either direction is a lawsuit waiting to happen. For years, the line between a service animal and an emotional support animal was blurry, and HUD's old guidance leaned toward giving boards very little room to push back on accommodation requests, and that's gone. HUD has now moved much closer to the ADA's strict definition: an animal individually trained to perform a specific task tied to a person's disability. And it sounds simple, but it isn't. Because individually trained to perform a task is a legal standard, not a vibe. And how your board documents, evaluates, and responds to a request now determines whether you're protected or exposed. Get the distinction wrong in either direction, and you're looking at a fair housing complaint from one side or a lawsuit from the other. Here's what most boards don't realize yet. That online ESA certificate a homeowner submits, the kind that's been circulating for years, just lost the legal weight it used to carry under old guidance. HUD specifically called out how its prior rules fueled an entire industry built around converting pets into qualified ESAs with a few clicks and a fee. That loophole is closing, but here's the trap. If your board suddenly starts rejecting every ESA letter outright, you're not following the new guidance correctly either. The new standard isn't say no more often. It's fundamentally different evaluation framework, and applying it incorrectly creates just as much liability as the old loophole did. This is the part that catches boards off guard. It's not enough to swap out a paragraph in your governing documents and call it compliant. Your entire accommodation request, review process, how requests come in, what documentation you can legally ask for, how decisions get recorded, how exceptions get communicated to the rest of the community without violating anyone's privacy. All of it now needs to be reevaluated against the new framework. An open or pending request your board is currently sitting on, those need individual review under the new standard, not the old one. One mishandled request, documented the wrong way, is exactly the kind of thing that turns into a federal complaint. This is a case where well-meaning boards create the most risk, either by clinging to outdated guidance or overreacting to the new rules without understanding them. HUD has signaled this area of law is still evolving, and private litigants can still sue regardless of HUD's enforcement posture. Before your board sends another accommodation response, approval or denial, get this reviewed by someone who's already mapped out what compliance looks like under the new standard. At ManageMax, we know that effective community management is built on transparency and systematic excellence. We provide full-service HOA and condominium management across Southeast Michigan, handling everything from accurate financial reporting to proactive maintenance. Our goal is to reduce the burden on your board while protecting your property values. If you're looking for a partner who values accountability as much as you do, visit us at managemaxproperties.com. Let's build a stronger community together.